Hi, welcome to your mid-month October 2023 check-in for Earth signs. I'm going to do a quick reading for each of the Earth signs and I will timestamp them. Just did a quick little energetic check-in and we're just going to do the signs in order: Taurus, Virgo, then Capricorn. Primarily because Capricorn was kind of hiding a little bit, so we're just going to keep it in order. I was drawn to the Tarot Muka to start with. A little bit of housekeeping, as always. Take whatever resonates, leave whatever doesn't. It was not meant for you if it does not. Any pieces of advice that might come from the cards or guidance or anything like that, please use your own judgment and situations to know for yourself if that is appropriate for you to do. Again, this is a mid-month check-in. If you haven't already seen it, I did do videos for each of the elements to kind of go over themes for this last quarter of 2023. So you can go check that out too. If you're watching for yourself or if you are cross-watching, welcome. So we're going to start with Taurus. We want to talk already. Okay. I'm just going to have a couple cards pop out as the main theme to check in about this mid-month for Taurus. If we don't get another pop in a second, I'll just take a couple off the top. Oh, okay. We got one that didn't want to go into the deck, and then another that flipped. Oh. Hiding. Okay, that's fun. Alright, so the first card kind of like, it went back in, but it didn't want to. It was like that. And that card is the Six of Swords, upright. Six of Swords, sorry if there's a glare. Six of Swords indicates leaving one thing to go to another thing, whether that's mentally or physically, that you it has been advertised that it is better than where you're coming from, whether that is an external advertisement or an internal advertisement, if that makes sense. You can talk yourself into something, or you can hear about it from other people, right? So other things that are going on with the Six of Swords: calmer waters, rougher waters that you are coming from, smoother waters where you're going. You can think of each one of the swords as like pieces of luggage or emotional belief structure, whatever types of baggage that you are taking with you. Some things to consider with the Six of Swords: one, that's a lot of luggage, a lot of baggage. It is slowing down your boat. It is weighing down your boat. Potential for water to accidentally, especially while you're still leaving those rougher waters, accidentally coming into the boat and weighing down your boat even more. So you want to think about, one, what are you bringing with you that you could actually leave behind, as far as like helping your timeline, your speed trajectory, for getting to the next place. The other thing is, just because you're going to a new place, if you're bringing all the things that are attached to the old place, why do you think the new place is going to be any better? Right? It's like a grass is greener on the other side sort of feel. If you are bringing tools that you've learned how to deal with life in a previous place, situation, mindset, etc., if you bring all of those things and apply them to a new situation, it's not going to go very well, right? You kind of have to give yourself a blank slate to see, to really give yourself a chance. There are things there, though, with the saying like, forgive but don't forget. There are things from the previous place where you do need to take it, and that's okay. You don't necessarily have to open the luggage once you get there, but still having it in your toolbox is still an okay thing to have. So however that applies to you in your situation, you know best how to deal with your luggage for what you're going through. Now, the card that I thought flipped was Death. We are talking about Taurus. Did I say that? I was thinking it. However, when I put it down and like moved them around, I realized that you got a second bonus card, King of Swords. So Death is, I really like to compare the Death card with like the changing seasons, which is really apt for where I am. We are coming into fall, really like the peak of it, with all the colors changing and being the most vibrant this weekend, in transition from summer to winter. Death does not have to be scary. It's usually scarier when you resist it. So as long as you kind of go with, check in with yourself, allow it to be a smooth change, transition, it does typically represent something that needs to change, and the universe is kind of giving you an opportunity to recognize that and take care of it on your own. So this is a much gentler, it doesn't need to be scary. That's what I'm trying to say. With the King of Swords, again, balancing or like matching that energy here, he is the mature masculine of his suit. So that education, that communication, everything that kind of has to do with air, right? He has the butterfly symbol in his throne, matching again transformation, because butterflies are the masters of transformation, going from caterpillar into butterfly. He's also one who knows how to, for some reason I want to say web his words. In the upright, he's an energy that is well, the word is not. He's someone that you can look up to, whether this is you or someone who you might be going to for advice on how to manage this change, or an indication that you need to trust yourself and that you know how to do it. Yeah. So let's get a few more cards. I want to go to the Rider White for you, Taurus, to get a little bit more clarity of what's going on here. I'm going to leave the Death and King of Swords cards as though they are one, because they came out together and so much so together that I didn't even know the King of Swords is there. And we're going to kind of see how this plays out. So what else do my Taurans need to know about the Six of Swords here for their mid-month October check-in? Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, got two cards here. 10 of coins upright and the Fool in reverse. Very interesting opposites of, and I gave them a good shuffle, I promise, from one of the water signs check-in. So if you have similar, or like maybe heavy energies of water and earth, you should go check out that sign. Who was it? Cancer, I believe. It's interesting because like that's coming out for your Six of Swords, right? So Ten of Coins is basically like you've got it all figured out. You've done the hard work. You've received your payments, if you will, in whatever energy that might, transferable energy that might mean to you. But the Fool in reverse is interesting in like he's usually the starter energy. So you have both a resistance to start, but also simultaneously you've already won. Are you from old money? And you came into this. Are you the receiver of somebody else's hard work? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like if you're the receiver of old money, it's almost like you didn't know that you could have a new start. You weren't even like thinking about it. You didn't even know that that was an option until this happened. I want to pull another card. What is the energy behind this energy? What? Ooh, that's a lot. I'm really kind of feeling like this must be like this receival of this old money is creating. It's more than I want. It's creating a new start for you that you didn't know that you could have. So, okay, I am going to take these. Don't ask me why I didn't take the last ones. It just wasn't feeling right. This is feeling right. You have the Death in reverse. Four of Wands and the Star in reverse. I want to say with the Death and the Star in reverse, both of these being in reverse, with the Four of Wands being like home and stability and like safety and all of those things, celebration of being home and what home means to you and all of that. It just feels like inheritance. But it's giving you an opportunity maybe to re-examine what this is, what this means to you, what you want this to mean to you. Because like it's almost like on appearances everything is great, but with the Star in reverse and the Death in reverse and the resistance of being able to change in a way, like you wish it was something else. You could also be feeling like your home like there's just a sadness that I'm feeling, or like it's almost like a lost feeling, like this person who you're inheriting from meant a lot to you. They could have been your world or someone that you really admired. And now with the loss of them, you're not really sure what this maybe physical location means to you anymore. If this is the case for any of you, I am very sorry for your loss. I do know personally how much that can really shake things up. I like want to cry for you and with you. It's hard. In continuation of looking at this first row, if this was a man in your life, or a more masculine energy in your life who has passed, if this is like, death card does not often mean an actual death of someone. In this case, though, it's feeling that way. I want to look at these two, the King of Swords here with death. Kind of look at, I almost feel like there's a message here, almost of like what they hope for you in this next phase of your life, or like it's almost, and then like this is starting to feel like you don't know where you're going, but you can't stay where you were. Like there's nothing there for you anymore. Sorry, this is feeling like I'm getting goosebumps and stuff. Not an easy topic if this is resonating for you. Pick it up. Interesting, 2 3s. You've got the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Coins. It's almost like remember the good times, right? Like remember what we built together. And remember all the things that, God, sorry, like, this is really hard for some of you. I'm gonna pull another card. What other messages are here from this King of Swords? I really feel like I'm one more please for this Knight of Swords. Okay. Sorry, this is hard. There's a lot of loving energy that's coming through, and like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to go with and trust whatever energy it is that I am channeling. They are missing you just as much as you are missing them, and like they're still with you in whatever capacity that you need them to be. So it's okay to talk with them, either like in your mind, like thoughts, conversations to them, or if you are in a safe place and you need to talk out loud with them, they will hear it. This is just so clearly coming off as like they want you to remember. It's almost like a keep your head up. Like, remember the good times, remember what you were able to build together. They want you to remember them lovingly. I don't think that's the right word, but that's how it came out. But also so the last two cards that came out were Temperance in reverse and the Tower in reverse. It's like you don't have to stop because they're not here. Like Temperance, things keep flowing. There's still a balance. There's still a giving and a receiving that needs to be done, and it's like it's okay. It's like they're telling you it's okay to continue living your life and to start over. And maybe to, like, there's a grieving process, but not waiting too long to keep moving or to start over. Like, you don't have to know where you're going. And you can give yourself time to grieve that you need. But don't stop living life. Don't put your life on hold or stop it because of the loss. Whew. Taurus, if this is resonating for you, I'm so sorry for your loss. I know personally how hard it is and how it can feel like everything just kind of comes to an end. But it's also kind of a reminder of like the physical death is a transition within itself, and keeping in mind the butterfly. You can kind of think of like our human bodies are the caterpillars and death is the cocoon. And we all go through transitions and transformations, and energy does not cease to exist. So I'm going to leave you there for your mid-month October check-in. I wish you all the best, and I will see you for the November check-in. Thank you, Taurus. Hi Virgo, welcome for your October mid-month check-in 2023. If you have not watched the Element quarterly videos, I strongly recommend doing that. Just now while I was kind of connecting with you all, I had a sort of this just like lifting sensation, just like this uprising, kind of feels a little too strong. It just this soft lifting, elevation kind of feel. So what do we have for Virgos mid-month October check-in? Just pull a couple cards, see what the main energy has to talk about right now. We have the Eight of Swords and upright. I'll pull one more. Okay. Eight of Swords upright and Two of Wands in reverse. This is very much like both of them, especially together, is very much like a stuck energy, which is odd given that I was feeling this like lifting. Eight of Swords is very much this feeling of being controlled by your external situations, circumstances. Oh, there's a deer in the backyard. Did you guys see that? Sorry, ADD. Uplift from this stuck energy. There is really not a feeling of knowing where to go or how to go, or there's this like not being able to do anything and just kind of like, it's almost like a pinball sort of like you just get controlled by your external circumstances, and wherever you get thrown, you're at the will of everyone else. It's not a very strong energy to be in. You're not in your own power, I guess is a good way to say. Especially paired with the Two of Wands in reverse here. I almost feel like you're, especially with the blindfold here, Two of Wands is about looking at the options, right? The option here is to stay where everything is kind of already predetermined and known, and like it's safe because you know what to expect. It's stable, it's secure, it's bolted literally to the castle wall. You don't have to support it at all, it just is. Versus this wand here is loose. She has to hold it. She has to decide what to do with it. She has to manage this wand at all times because it's free. I've never said it like that before, but that's interesting, whatever that means for you. She's looking at a globe and kind of wondering what the rest of the world has to offer her. And it's this stage of contemplation, of thinking about what her best, or his, decision would be. In the reversal, there's a like not making a decision, but also like you don't even want to think about it, almost. Like you're distracting yourself, or your external situations are not giving you an opportunity to think about this even being a possibility. I'm going to put those together, not as separate columns, because they support each other so much. So what else? This just feels heavy. It's very, very consciously focused what's going on. So we're just going to get right into clarifying what's going on here. What else do we need to know about this Eight of Swords, Two of Wands in reverse situation for Virgo. Typically, the Eight of Swords indicates that you have more control than you think you have. You can have all of the control if you choose to, basically. So first we got Three of Cups in reverse. There's either a situation and or people or both. I know I said and or. That maybe has lived its term or is not what you expected it to be or wanted it to be, right? These people maybe who you thought were your community don't have your best interests at heart. Or these people who used to be a constant maybe are no longer a constant. And if you're trying to force it to be what it was, it's not going to get you very far. Next we have the Hierophant, Nine of Wands, and Hermit in reverse. Hierophant indicates it can be education, but it's kind of like the structures in which society exists, right? The ways things have always been done, the societal expectations, and just the way the world works. There's kind of this feeling of like, with the Nine of Wands, that you've been following this, but you're feeling very alone or like empty. It feels empty. Like this really doesn't feed your soul. It really doesn't, like you've gone far with it. It's like you've done the best that you can with it, but you're alone, right? It feels lonely, it feels empty, especially with the Hermit in reverse. I feel like with the Hermit in reverse, with these two other cards, it's kind of like you're resisting. How do I want to say this? Is it these people's expectations and the way that they're, like, how the world works and turns with them that isn't sitting well with you anymore? But you're afraid if you go here, or maybe you don't even know that you need to go here yet. Ooh, sorry. You may not even need to know that you need to go here yet to consider, like, have you lost yourself in this, like, wind tunnel of all of these expectations, and I just got benchmarks and stuff, and like this could feel extra isolating if you were to go down this path. I'm going to use red or white to go into this a little bit more, maybe for some guidance. What do my Virgos need to know? Death in reverse and the world. Un petit death. What's death in French? The little death, it almost feels like, because with this Hermit in reverse, the person that you are now or have become, it doesn't really feel like you honor them, or like where you've ended up. It doesn't feel like the end of the world. It doesn't feel like it's not. If you should choose to change your situation, it almost feels like you have to go through a little death, or a mini death, or change the way that you go about existing in the world. This feels very literal. You have everything that you need. You've had your experiences. Ultimately, you do know who you are, even if maybe you're hiding it, or you've that was hard to say. Suppressed it. I'm gonna look up. I should know French better than this. Phone. Translate. The little death. Un petit mort. La petite mort. Allowing yourself to change an aspect of your life, change the way that you present yourself in the world, the way that like maybe you've been accepting things that morally, like at your core, you don't feel is right, and you've just been going along with it, and maybe now is a time where you don't go along with those things anymore. It's not a complete, like, throwing out all of your wardrobe, divorcing, disowning your children, disowning the rest of your family, like moving to another country. Like, it doesn't have to be that extreme. It doesn't feel that extreme. It just feels like a little death. Something, little things that maybe even go unnoticed to other people can make a big difference for you. I'll pull one more card. I did not flip. I'm not going to take them. One more card, please. Guidance for my Virgos. Whoa. Too many. One more card. Just one. It's hiding. Four of Coins. There's fear here. Doesn't feel panicky. It doesn't feel like everything else here. It doesn't feel like the end of the world. It's just like a, can I really do that? But all of these things that I've created over my life and the way that I know it and how I don't know anything else. Hold on to it tight. Don't let anyone know. Keep it close to the chest, right? you don't have to tell anyone right now. You don't have, like, again, this is not a big, crazy thing. It's just, it's little things that if you don't want to explain it, if you don't want to put focus on it, you don't have to. You can do this for you. You don't have to do it for anyone else or justify it to anyone else or just, and if like, especially if other people are wanting you to change, or I just got like you used to be like this, or what's happened to you, because who are you? What did you do with our friend or whatever? It doesn't have to be any of their business. You can keep it close and personal for you, for yourself. Okay? Virgos, I'm going to leave you with that. I wish you nothing but the best, and we will check in mid-month November. Hope you are well. Hey Capricorn, welcome to your October mid-month check-in for 2023. If you have not already watched the quarterly elements video, I do recommend checking those out. With that being said, I am feeling drawn to start with the Rider White. We're just going to shuffle really quick, see if anything pops out as the main topic for this mid-month check-in. And two came out right. I'm going to leave them together because they came out together. You have the Chariot and Four of Wands. This is not matching the energy that I was seeing in preparing the cards. So that's hopeful. There's a lot of yellow. Yellow is all about like adventure and hope and happiness and energy and like good stuff, right? So Four of Wands indicates home, stability, structure, safety. There's kind of a celebratory aspect to it of, kind of like, it's great to go on vacation, but sometimes you're relieved to be able to get back home kind of feeling. With the Chariot card, I do like to talk about the symbolism of a few of the things. The Chariot card is the card of Cancer, so if that means anything to you. He has the stars in the sky and all of the zodiac signs, and the Magician's wand, right? So he's got all of the, or she has all of the powers within him to accomplish what he's going after, right? The Sphinxes I really like the symbolism of the Sphinxes in this card too, in that like typically, historically, men have used horses to pull chariots, right? But this chariot is being pulled by two Sphinxes. And if you know mythology with Sphinxes, they protect highly sought after, desirable treasures, whether that be literal treasure of gold, whether it be a hidden realm or kingdom, whether it be knowledge, whatever it is that the seeker is trying to access, the Sphinx can be a guardian chosen to protect whatever that is. The thing about the Sphinxes, though, is that they don't protect it with brute force. It is not a physical type of protection. It is a mental. And there's another element that's kind of escaping me there. But basically, like, if you want to gain access, the Sphinx will give you a riddle, and if you can solve that riddle, if you can answer it correctly, they will grant you access. And there's no timetable, right? So you can take as much time as you need to figure out what the answer is to their riddle to grant you access. This card being in the upright, not only does he have all of the magician's wand, he has all of the elements of all of the signs and all of their attributes, and like, it's upright, it's forward momentum, especially because with the Sphinxes, not only does he have all of that behind his belt, literally and figuratively, but he also has all of the answers to the riddles. It's only forward movement. So what else does Capricorn need to know? It's almost like there's a lot of worries. A couple of signs now, I felt like the Nine of Swords needs to come out, but it's more focusing on the positive. Like, we know that. We don't need to focus on that. Let's move on. What do my Capricorns need to know about these cards? Check in for mid-October 2023. Ooh, that one didn't want to go back in. I have another. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. There's two here. Okay. First you got the King of Wands. King of Wands is not of royal blood. So if you kind of going along with like having to gain all of the knowledge and all of the characteristics from all the signs and being able to answer the riddles, there's very much like a worldly experience or knowledge or maturity that's going on here. King of Wands was basically this stable boy, a stable boy in that, like, the child of a stable worker, not of high status at all. And he worked his way through the kingdom, gaining knowledge, and fought for the people, or became the voice of the people through experience and through interaction, that he gained status as king. He is the mature masculine of fire and passion and speaking for what's right. There's little symbols here that all support those. Lizards. So this might be representing you in that you did not started from the bottom, now we're here. Maybe you didn't start from much, but you've put a lot of work there. You've got a lot of yellow, so whatever yellow means for you. You've put a lot of work into getting where you are. And you should be proud of that. What came out next? I could see that it was 2 cards, but I could not see the card behind. It is the Page of Pentacles and Death in reverse. Death does not have to be scary, especially here with the Page of Pentacles in the upright. It's like you might have been through a lot and have been through it, through the ringer, to get where you are, but the King of Wands is not like the King of Coins, right? He has a much younger, not younger, but like his kingdom is not as well off, wealthy, what's the word? It's a young kingdom. It doesn't have maybe the military that the Kingdom of Pentacles has. It may not have the wealth. It may not have the time longevity of the Kingdom of the Pentacles. And I think that there's an awareness there that you have that you might have built this kingdom, your own little, maybe it's a nuclear kingdom, and it's going fine, it's going well, you're proud of what you've built, but there's a desire here, there's a desire for more. It can be better, it can be bigger, it can be, I'm proud, but I'm not done yet, sort of feeling. And so there's an element of transformation there with the Death in reverse, of that inner knowledge or that inner churning of desire. But also, like, if things don't change, then you're not going to get bigger. And I feel like there's an internal awareness of that, acknowledgement and respect of that. With the Page of Pentacles, this is either you're just starting to think about these things, or you're just starting to try to figure out how to make it happen. And either way, please be aware that the coins is not a fast suit. It is slow. Take your time, do your research, think about what is best, even if it's not a quick reward. A guidance card for my Capricorns, please. Not at all what I was expecting. Sweet. It feels to me like there's family members involved. It feels very nuclear. You got the 2 of Cups. This can signify like a business partner, but it feels closer to home than that. It feels, and then you've got the Page of Cups here. I think asking for guidance and receiving these 2 cards, if this impacts these people in your life, that is creating home, I strongly suggest that you communicate with whoever this change impacts to one, let them know what's going on, and to get their feedback. How are they feeling about the home? How would they like to improve, right? How would they like to grow? How would they like to prosper more? How does all of this, like, it almost feels like with this Page of Cups here, like a child energy. Maybe it just feels child energy, more so than this Page of Pentacles. Can it impact, can this, whatever this decision is or pursuit is, does it end up impacting positively or negatively the other people's in your life's world? And I'm not saying that, like, if they're happy and content, that nothing should happen, but things to take into consideration. I know I'm getting into life coaching, but like, if this is a job change and you move, how does that impact maybe your partner's job? Are they going to be able to move right away? Are they going to have to lose their job and start new? Like, again, looking at how a little, like, any change can impact multiple members of the family. Does it require a school change? It's like it just feels like the stressors that may come with this, and thinking about how it, like, your presence with these people might be impacted by those things. Again, it doesn't feel negative or positive. These are just like food for thought kind of questions that are coming up through the cards. I'm just channeling. Okay. I'm not going to take on this one. 3 of Cups. I think 3 members of the Cups. I think if there's any stressors that are happening because you're starting to feel this way and that you haven't shared yet with these members, I think you should be proud of what you've built, where you've gotten to, and it's totally valid to want more. You're an earth sign, you're Capricorn, you want more. And I think as long as you're open and honest and, like, work with the family or whoever is going to be impacted by this, it's going to be very happy. It will all be very good. It's all very positive. It feels very sweet, honestly, and very gentle. So, good job. I hope this resonated for you. Please, again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Anything that does not resonate was meant for someone else. And thank you so much for checking in for your mid-October check-in, and I will see you in November. Wish you all the best.